Whether you're a current user who been had 2K since its release date or a user that just got 2K, this is the perfect video to find out how to get better. I'm going to share all my tips and tricks with you guys to show how I was able to achieve this good record so far. So first things first, I highly recommend that you learn how to do rhythm shooting. If you don't know what rhythm shooting is, it's when you're using a right stick, you hold down, then you flick up when the player's about to start the shot. Now, as a person who used to always shoot with square, this was definitely an adjustment for me. But when I tell y'all rhythm shooting is a game changer, and it's only because it has a pure green window. If you're trying to use the button consistently, after you make like 2 or 3 shots in a row, your green window moves. So that's why 2K is trying to make everybody go to the right stick, because it's a skill gap. But in my opinion, it's dumb. 2K24 shooting was perfect. You had the same green window, and if you timed it correctly, then you would just keep making shots. And that's the arcadey part that I miss about 2K. They made 2K25 a little too realistic. At the end of the day, we gotta remember, it is a simulation basketball game, but it's a video game at the end of the day. But yeah, if you don't know how to rhythm shoot, I'm gonna show y'all right now. So this is all you do. I got Luka right now. Matter of fact, I'm gonna change to, let's change to Clay. Boom. I missed right there. It's all good though. That's a bucket. That's a bucket. You see when I'm flicking up, I flick up around, let's go to the replay center real fast. And I flick up around right here before his elbow goes through. So boom, right when his elbow is at his face, that's when I flick up and the shot goes through. So it's a little bit before the follow through, which is type weird, but I've been finding myself greening more when I do it that way. Yeah, it's on pro. So let's go to Hall of Fame. Let's see if I can make 3 in a row. Play, green. I missed. It's all good. You're going to miss shots in this game because they don't want people shooting high percentages. So you just got to live with the results. That's 2 and 3. Let's go, Clay. And then if you see yourself like hitting the rim a lot and the ball is barely bouncing in, that means you're barely missing or barely making the green window. So overall, I just say learn rhythm shooting. And I know there's so many teams in this game. There's so many players that you got to learn rhythm shooting with. You really got to be in the lab if you want to master it. And the good thing for me is I learned a lot of these players jump shots in 2K24, so I already have an idea of what their form looks like. There's only a few select players whose form actually changed, like KD, J-Dub, Cam Thomas, but majority of the players have the same jump shot. So all I do is come to 2KU for about like a minute or 2, learn how to rhythm shoot with them, and then I go right online and just start cooking up. Next, we have my offensive settings. But before we get into that, let me tell you about today's sponsor, BetUS. If you're looking for an app to start your sports betting journey, then I highly recommend BetUS. All you have to do is sign up, which is free, deposit some money into your account, and boom, you're ready to bet. And while depositing, make sure you check out for their deposit promotions too, as they have certain ones during different time periods. And once you're all signed up, you can see all the sports you can bet on to the left. So we have football, basketball, ice hockey, baseball, golf, tennis, soccer, martial arts, boxing, NASCAR, and so much more. Me personally, I like betting on the NFL and the NBA. So if you wanted to bet on the NFL, you would go to football, you would click on a game under NFL week 14, and here it shows all the games that you can bet on. Now, I don't have any picks this video because I'm recording this too late and I don't want this to come out and the games already happened. But if I had to choose 3 NFL teams I love this week, I love the Saints against the Giants, I love the Bucks against the Raiders, and I love the Steelers against the Browns. As you guys can see to the right, I have my 3-team parlay, and I have a lot of confidence in them this week. So I'm going to drop $25 on this bet, which will win me around 36. Place my bets, hit confirm, and boom, I am locked in. Guys, please, if you're seeing this after December 8th, please do not take the bets that I just took. The games already happened. And hopefully by the time this video comes out, I have won the bet too. And one last tip, make sure you use proper risk management when it comes to sports betting. Make sure you handle all your priorities first, and then once you have that leftover play money, then you can go into BetUS and start betting. So if you want to get started with sports betting on BetUS, make sure you sign up using the link in the description box and the pinned comment down below. Thank you to BetUS for sponsoring this video. Now let's get right back into my settings. All right, so right now we're in the options and the features tab. This is all my profiles right here. I'm on high risk reward, so basically it's green or miss. For my layups, I'm on normal. I know it said real player percentage, I only had that for a video, but usually I run normal. And for my visual cue, if I do use the square button for like fadeaways or something like that, I'm on a push. And if you guys want to pause the video and copy my settings, then have at it. But I'm not really going to explain all this. This is just a lot of fluff, I would say. This setting right here is a key setting that I feel like everybody should change because it'll help you run your offense smoothly. So you're going to go to coach settings and go all the way to the bottom. You go to teammate, cut to basket, and turn it to manual. we all know 2K AIs be dumb most of the time. And when you're running a pick and roll, you're running an ISO, they just randomly cut to the basket. So you want to turn this to manual so they stop doing that. Now, is this setting 100% perfect? No. There's still going to be times when the AI just randomly cuts to the basket or get in your way when you're trying to run a play. But I have found that it happens less when I turn this to manual. Of course, I want to show y'all in an online game how I do my offense, but I have to do offline because, you know, playing that online has a timer when you pause the menu. So right here, we're going to go to offensive settings. We're gonna go to freelance. Comp freelance is the main one that I use. Best for highly competitive users who want to create their own actions. The only negative is no off-ball movement by default. So that means your AI should stay still in the corner. But again, sometimes they have a mind of their own and it just roam across the court for no reason. But that's the main freelance I run, and that's really it for offense, bro. So to activate the freelance, they're already in it right now. But if they weren't in it, you would just click right on the D-pad, click R1 or RB if you're on Xbox, and then press X for comp, and they'll just be like this on the perimeter. So now I could just click up with Luke if I wanted to. So we're on a fast break right now. This is perfect. This is perfect. So as you can see, everybody's just moving. Freelance again, comp, quick ISO. Everybody's out my way. They chilling. So now again, we just try to cook up with Luka, blow by, dunk. So if somebody's off balling in this instance, you want to click L1, click the icon of the player that you want to cut backdoor. I'm picking Lively right here, and then press triangle or Y on Xbox, and it is automatically cut. I hit him, and then he goes up for a layup. Easy money. Let me show you that again. So we're going to set the freelance, click right on the D-pad, freelance, comp, left on the D-pad, quick isolation, and right here, we're going to have Clay go backdoor. So L1 or LB on Xbox, hit square or X, cut to the basket for Clay. He goes to the basket, lay. Now, I ain't gonna lie, if you're going against a good defender or the person you're trying to send backdoor has a good defender on them, sometimes they're going to steal the ball, and you got to live with that, especially if you're playing on Hall of Fame too. So just be aware of that. Only use that if you know somebody's off balling just with the center, so you can just send your center backdoor the whole time to force him to switch the players. And if you keep beating him backdoor with the center, eventually he's going to switch to the power forward or the small forward, and in that case, you just send them backdoor too. The sad part is on-ball defense isn't that hard in this game because the movement is so stiff, but people still be scared. And lastly, for offense, I want to show you guys what plays I run. I'm going to show you my top 3. So I'm a fan of the Warriors playbook because they have the best 3-point plays. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set it for Clay. Clay already has that as priority 1, so we're going to go through them right now. As you can see to the right though, we got quick 21, we got floppy, quick 32 horns, and we got quick 51 split. My favorite 3 are quick 21, quick 32 horns, and quick 2 STS veer. So right here, if you're trying to run a play, you click L1, click Clay's icon, press R2 or RT, and then quick 21. It's basically just a regular down screen for Clay to pop up on the wing. And sometimes the AI is not going to hit it, but that's okay. He sets another one, and then you just pull with Clay. I'm going to miss that because I wasn't expecting him to do that type of fade, but that's just what I run every single time. We're going to run it again. L1, square, R2, quick 21. Hopefully they set a better down screen for Clay. Takes a while to form, but it is what it is. There we go. That's a better screen. And boom, that's it. So my second favorite play is quick 32 horns. So again, L1, square for Clay because Clay has the smoothest jumper. Quick 32 horns. So now we're just gonna run through the action. I believe the ball goes to Lively. Yep, it does. And then they set a double screen for Clay. He comes up on the wing, knocked down. That's money, bro. I love that play so much. And I know I said quick 2 STS veer was my other favorite play, but I'm just gonna show y'all the regular floppy. So again, L1, square, floppy for Clay. This one, I believe there's a double screen down there. Yep, he comes across, boom, play day. Shmoney. I mean, I missed it right there. It is what it is, but I feel like that play works hella good if you're playing against people that off ball. L1, square, R2. Let's run this last play. See how long it takes to form though? It takes too long sometimes. Boom. Bucket, yo. Those are my favorite plays to run on offense right there, but I gotta keep it a stack. I rarely run them unless I know I'm using like the Mavericks, the Warriors, or even like What other team has a good shooter that has a great form? I would say the Suns with D-Book and KD because their jump shots are smooth too. Another thing about the plays is that sometimes they take too long to develop. I've noticed sometimes where I try to run a play at the beginning of the shot clock, but they don't start doing the play until like there's only 12 seconds left. So just be careful when you try to run these plays sometimes. And sometimes you're gonna run into people who know that you're running plays, so they're gonna off ball and try to cut it off before it even happens. So in that case, you just gotta adjust. So if I'm using the Mavericks and my opponent knows I'm running a play for Klay to get an open shot, I would just cancel that play and run a simple pick and roll with Luka or Kyrie. And then from there, it's just all about adjusting to what your opponent does on defense each possession. Against decent people, you're gonna have to keep adjusting every time you come down the floor. But if you're going against bots that don't know how to play defense, then you can keep running the same play over and over. That's pretty much it for offense, so let's get into the defensive settings. Now, first things first, I like to go to coaching sliders. I turn my help defense all the way down. So if you hoop in real life, you would know that coaches hate when their players give up open layups over open threes. Me? I'll die by the layup, no cap. Because a lot of people that play 25 know how valuable three-pointers are, and most of them watch Steph Curry or LaMelo Ball chuck up at least like 10 to 12 threes a game, so they're trying to do the same thing in the game. So they want threes over twos. So me, I'm gonna force people to take the mid-range and take twos. Once you stop people from having fun their way, that's how you're gonna get more wins, I promise you. I'm the same way. I love shooting threes. I'm always gonna go for the three, but if somebody gives me the two, I'm cool with that too. So yeah, I turn my help defense all the way off. Defensive settings, there's so many settings here, and my settings are already set, but I feel like only about 5 of these really matter. So on ball pressure, it don't matter what you put it on, bro. It really comes down to off ball pressure. So I like to keep mine on moderate because my player is still in the vicinity of the person they're guarding, and they can't get beat backdoor because they're like right there. Like they're not hugged up on them. If you put smother or deny ball, I should say, 9 times out of 10, that play's gonna get beat backdoor. So in my opinion, I feel like you should go moderate. If you're going against a non-shooter, let's say in this case, Nick Richards, put it on gap. If you're going against Giannis, put it on gap, because you know people that pick the Bucks are going to send Giannis back door. So just put it on gap. So your player, they're going to play way off. As you guys can see in the picture right here, it's showing the X at the free throw line with the player at the top of the key. Moderate is right there. Tight is right there. Smother is right there. So I like to use moderate for most of my players, and if I know I'm going to get somebody who's going to try to rim run the whole time, I'm going to use gap. The next important settings that I change are double team perimeter and double team post. So I like to keep these on manual and not automatic, only because at random moments in the game, if you're playing against Jokic, Giannis, Bron, KD, if they catch the ball in the post, your AIs are going to double team and then they're going to leave somebody open. So if your rotations aren't on point, then you're going to give up a bucket. So I keep mine on manual, and if I want to double team, I manually bring the double team with the other player, because I usually take them off like a player I know that my opponent is not really going to shoot with or he's not confident in. And lastly, again, with the help, I turn mine to no help. No help on screens, no help on drives, no help on cutters. I have enough confidence in myself and my timing is good, so I know when to click on and off in order to help so they don't get easy buckets. All right, so watch this. I'm going to drive by. Look, you see how Nick Richards came over and helped? We don't want that. We don't want that when we're playing, bro. That's what happens if you have your help defense on. Watch, this is with help defense off. They don't help at all. They just let me go to the basket. So y'all can let me know down in the comments below, which one do y'all prefer? Do y'all prefer a help defense on or off? In this case, if you're using no help defense, you have to know when to click on and off to either bait your opponents up passing to the corners or just being there for a chance to block the shot. And that's pretty much all I do when it comes to playing 2K25. The main thing I gotta tell y'all is that you're only going to get better the more times you play the game. You're not going to take my settings and then just become a master out of nowhere, but the more reps that you put in, you're going to get better. I know it's just a video game, but it's just like anything you want to get better at in life. The more time and work you put into it, the more experience you'll be. If you guys have any other questions or any other tips that y'all need to know, let me know down in the comments below. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If it was helpful to you, make sure you leave a like on it. It'll be greatly appreciated. If you're new to the channel, hit that big sub button down below. Again, thank you to BetUS for sponsoring this video. And as always, stay wavy, stay blessed. Wavy out.